Welcome back again, everyone. I'm Lynn Doyle. This is It's Your Call. We're speaking with Larry Kane about his latest endeavor. It's an ebook, and it's called Death by Deadline. He says that it is a work of fiction, but I think some of you are going to read it and say, I think I recognize a few characters, or at least a compilation of some characters in there.
It's always easy to do that. You can take a character from a movie and say, oh, that's him and that's him, but I don't think it's obvious at all.
Well, we've asked our viewers if they wanted to ask you some questions or if they had questions about your career, and of course they do, but one that I see here that's coming in pretty consistently is your opinion about the whole Larry Menti, Alicia Lane scandal.
I really don't usually comment on that because I don't know the full details except what I've read in the newspaper. I do know that I've met, over the years I've met both of them. They seem delightful. They also seem to be getting along when I met them at a couple of golf tournaments that I hosted. I do believe, though, that there's a key to a lot of this. And the key is that there's in any workplace, whether it's a drug company or a cable company or a TV newsroom or a butcher shop, there's always fear and loathing. People are always having issues with each other. And I think it's important that management, if they see that, take care of it. Stop it, nip it in the bud. So I don't know what happened there. There's a lot of responsible people at that station. So I really don't know what happened. I only know what I've read, and I know it had to be, for both of them, quite an ordeal.
Now, you know that some people are going to speculate that some of the characters in this book, because they are part of a newsroom, may be based on those two or even other people. Would you unequivocally deny that they are the basis of these characters?
I can unequivocally deny that Larry Menti or Alicia Lane in this book, and there's a reason for that, because they're much brighter than the people in this book. Okay, and there is an item about emails in this book, which was written on my computer as I was writing this book in 2005. 2 or 3 years before all this happened.
So you were actually working on this book for that long a period?
I've been working on this book for longer than any other project I've ever worked on in my life. I have rewritten this book 5 times, okay? Primarily because of I didn't think it was good enough, and I tried to keep making it good enough. And I had to learn the concepts of fiction, describing a room as you walked in, describing people, being tender with each other or vicious with each other. I have a guy in this book who, gets his gratification from taking a pencil and putting it into a pencil sharpener. It's his way of dealing with frustration. And I had to really describe that to make people understand. There's a lot of craziness in this book.
I had to kind of chuckle because I was wondering, are there still pencil sharpeners in newsrooms?
Yes, there are. There are electric pencil sharpeners in many newsrooms.
Okay, another really quick question. In your 40-plus years of working in television news, is there something that you did that you regretted and wish that you could do differently? And I picked this one out because in the book, there is an anchorman who wishes that they hadn't done things quite the way they did.
Absolutely. If you want to know the honest truth of what it was in 1982, and the station I was working for at the time reported that the mayor was going to face criminal charges, and it was a totally fake story, and I fronted it, and I took the punishment for it. It was very bad, and if I had a chance that day, I would have just walked around the block or gone home sick or something, which I never did anyway. So I think that was the great surrender, and that's another proof, my own experience, that information is very risky business. It's very dangerous, and that was a mistake. That was a horrible mistake. And I think I paid for it emotionally pretty badly. It was very hard.
Did you encourage the station to go forward with it? Did you feel confident, or were you just
not at all. But I do know, and I
reporting?
can't go into the details. I knew with the sources they had, and I knew what was going on, and it was a really painful decision. And by the way, I paid for it. So you got to be careful.
Okay, and that leads us to our last question as we're running out of time. I hate that. The show is too short these days. What would you say to someone who is just now starting into the field of journalism and or news?
Well, I would tell anybody who's starting out as a writer or producer or reporter or whatever town they work in to make sure that stories are checked and double checked, to not rely on unreliable sources, to not rely on the other station. Okay, hey, Channel 19 has this story, let's go with it. Channel 12 has this, we're missing it, let's get on the air. Don't rush to judgment. Okay, rushing to judgment can be very dangerous. Many, many years ago in Allentown, there was a big chemical explosion a long time ago, and people got scared because of bad information.
Okay, and talk about information. You are at an age when a lot of people might be thinking about retiring, and yet you never seem to be slowing down.
Well,
what's next? What's on your plate now?
I don't have anything new. I'm just very, very thankful to have a great family, and you know, children and grandchildren, and like you. And I'm just very blessed to have a great wife and a great life. And I just, it's hard for me to slow down. I keep trying, but it's really hard.
But of course, you will be working on the next book on the Beatles, which you said will come out in a while.
That's a trip. That is on my mind all the time. And I think it'll be okay.
Okay, and we'll be looking forward to that. And when it comes out, I expect you to be on that couch.
You ask me, I'll be here.
Okay, everybody, Larry Kane, thank you very much for being with us. Remember, the book is called Death by Deadline. It's a mystery thriller about local TV news, and it's available at Amazon.com. And of course, you can reach out to me as well, Lynn at LynnDoyle.net. We'll see you the next time.